Welcome to the stream tonight. How is everybody? I finally queued up some music. So tonight's topic is anatomy of a sunset time lapse. I went out this evening. There are some beautiful lenticular clouds, the clouds that kind of look like UFOs. And a lot of the sky had some really thin clouds in it. And usually when that's the case, we're treated to a really great sunset. A crime lapse instead of a time lapse. That's an all right pun. Well, yeah, I'm gonna be editing this time lapse tonight. I also grabbed my GoPro setup. Just a casual bank heist. Man, I could use a casual bank heist. I don't know how I'm gonna afford my rent this month. January's been a really bad month for business. But I'm still keeping on. I'm still creating despite financial hardship.
Language.
Damn it, Captain. But yeah, I'm still working my ass off to create beautiful images, on whether or not anybody's paying me for them. Unfortunately, this month is not, but that will change in the future. But tonight, watch your profanity. Oh yeah, so like randomly, what the? This just started recording. What the hell? So yeah, it should like kind of flip flop between the captain and that watch your profanity guy, huh? Is this? Oh. All right, so this is my GoPro donated to me by they are. That I mean, I can't relate because I don't get YouTube ads. Been a YouTube Premium subscriber for who knows how long. I watch so much YouTube and I don't like ads, so I pay for no ads. I watch more YouTube than anything else now.
Kevin!
Hey, welcome, Kevin. Speaking of YouTube, I've been posting these videos on YouTube. All these streams I've been posting on YouTube lately, they have chapters and everything.
Low base mode.
So you could browse to your favorite parts. If something really cool happened in the stream, we got it. But yeah, I brought this out today. I have this really cool magnetic strap here to put the GoPro right on my chest.
It's a trap.
Your 8 died. This is a 9. The battery on this thing dies on me a lot. I had to, so I wore my um yeah, there's a way to get it to start again. You could look up GoPro support. I've done it before. There's like a bunch of long presses and stuff you could do. But yeah, good you got out of there, Kevin. Hmm. Nines did have worse battery life than the 8. That's so bizarre. Like, why did they suddenly have a worse battery life? But yeah, this here is going to. Yeah, I saw that. You told me that yesterday. That's exciting. So I recorded a bunch of videos with this GoPro strapped to my chest.
It's a trap!
I have this little necklace here. Oh, didn't work with my headphones. So I put this around my neck, and I could tighten it back here to raise it up a little higher, make it like a choker, and boom, the GoPro will now stick to my chest. And I have this underneath my shirt, so it's just stuck to my chest like this. Unfortunately, it's not the most stable. Like, as I'm walking around, it kind of jostles a bunch. So hopefully this video is going to be watchable. We'll have to see. But today I'm gonna, from start to finish, show how I make a sunset time lapse with some behind the scenes GoPro footage and all of this fun stuff. I didn't really get into the settings much, but I can in this video show you guys my settings. Whoa. Ah, I hit the kick pedal on my chair. Oh, and by the way, I think, are they live? Let's see. Check my commands. Wait, no, it's under platforms, Twitch. Give Charlie a treat. It is not enabled, but we'll enable it now. On the menu today, we have some jerky nibbles from his bark box. So if anybody wants to give the dog a treat, he's laying down next to me. Unfortunately, I don't really have a camera on him today. I still need to figure out how. I might actually mount this thing up in the room, like back here, to have like a wide angle behind the scenes sort of perspective. But yeah, so if anybody wants to get Charlie some treats, the redemption is now live. Oh, he heard me. Did you see that? He heard me. He is definitely up. So I brought that ottoman he usually sleeps on. I brought it closer to the desk so he could be closer to me. All right, let's get you one. We heard that. All right. Sit, boy. Sit. Good boy. There you go. That one is from Kevin. Oh. Yeah. He's a good boy. I got an AI shout out in the Low Basis stream, and it mentioned something It mentioned something about Charlie. He perked up. Uh, and the AI thing referred to him as a hound. It's like, and every once in a while, we'll give his hound Charlie. Yeah. Hi, Charlie. Oh, look at how happy he is. Oh, what? Yeah. He put his paw on my leg just now. I thought he was gonna like try to stand up on my leg or something. Probably shouldn't talk away from the microphone. I bet that sounds really weird. Ear scratches. Ear scratches. All right. You can lay down. Go ahead. Be comfortable. It's pretty late. Oh, never mind. Kevin redeemed another one. Let's get you another one. Can you say thank you, Kevin? Probably not. We could work on that trick. Go. Oh, you're already sitting. You want to shake? 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 There you go. You can shake with that hand. See, here it is right here. Eh, good boy. Oh my goodness, he just drooled on me. Oh man. All right, so shall we get into some of these videos? Oh, dude. Definitely my thoughts for the 23rd. I hope they get it all this time. But yeah, I'm gonna mark this as behind the scenes. Now, I haven't watched these yet. I have not watched my GoPro videos yet, so I don't know how scuffed they're gonna be. I apologize in advance if they are. But yeah, I have not watched these, so these are raw GoPro videos of behind the scenes. And let's turn my monitor on. Maybe I'll use my game scene. It has a larger view here. Hmm. All right, so I'm gonna share my behind the scenes videos. Where should I? You know what? I'm thinking I'm gonna put my camera bottom right. Might be an all right spot for it. All right, here we go. But today's sub goal 1 of 2. Was there a sub today? Did I miss a sub? I am so confused. All right. I think that sub goal thing's a little bit broken. I might need to tweak that a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna pause the tunes and let's watch some of this behind the scenes video that I recorded earlier today of the sunset. I mean, already look at this. Enhance. These lenticular clouds were something else. They were quite gorgeous. And the color was already starting to change. I took off a little bit late from my house. I should have really took off a bit earlier. But the sunset still hung on, so I have good hope that this time lapse is going to be quite awesome. Unenhance. Let's watch this video.
Arrived at the trailhead. A little late, but check out that sky. That's awesome. Let's head in through the trail a little bit.
Oh, I'm mumbling. I said let's head into the trail for a little bit. I don't think I filmed. So as I was entering the trailhead, there was a girl on a horse. It was like a young girl. I think it was probably maybe a quinceanera shoot, because she had like a very like beautiful like big puffy dress on top of the horse. So I imagine it was probably a quinceanera shoot. I wonder if I got it in the next clip. Let's see. So here's the rest of the behind the scenes videos I recorded on my GoPro. Yeah, the mic didn't really work too well, did it? Just recorded me hiking out and my labored breathing, where I really need to get up from the desk more. So this is the first spot I went to set up. I didn't quite like the composition with the clouds, so I decided to go a little further than this way. And here's the saguaro right here that I wound up framing up.
Shooting another time lapse. We got some beautiful lenticular clouds here, changing color.
Well, I can't talk. They're properly pronounced lenticular. Lenticq or Cular. Oh my goodness. I can't spell aloud. I swear I'm a good speller, just not spelling aloud apparently.
Unfortunately, they're not as cool as they looked about an hour ago. But there's some more over in the horizon to the west. I still think this angle right here is my best setup, though I am surrounded by some beautiful saguaros. But this particular frame I picked as my composition tonight. It was an amazing night out, and very excited to see how this time lapse turns out. I'm hoping we get a little more color here, but I have a feeling it's gonna die down. Well, as I talk, it's starting to turn a little bit more pink behind me. So very excited to see what we get. Colors are already starting to fade a little bit, but quite pretty. I think we're gonna get some really nice color out of the camera still. This is a gorgeous scene. Look, oh, look at this direction. 360 degrees. Let's do a spin. Wow. Makes me wish I brought more cameras. Well, I got 3 on me.
That's my GoPro.
Very excited about it.
And my camera. So yeah, that was that. I'm surprised I didn't get any footage of... I didn't get any footage of the horse, did I?
Arrived at the trailhead. A little late, but check out that sky.
pause it if I pan over. Did I ever pan over?
That's awesome.
Oh, you could just barely see it.
That's awesome.
Right there. Oh my goodness, that's so hard to see. That's probably the best I got. Enhance. Yeah, right there. There's a woman in a very puffy white dress, right on horseback. My guess, like, she did look quite young, so I'm my guess is it was a quinceanera shoot. But yeah, it was such a cool scene to see as walking into the desert, unenhanced.
Awesome. Let's head in through the trail a little bit.
I kind of went off of trail there. I was
Arrived at the
trying
trail.
to be a little incognito around that other shoot. But yeah. Okay. So that's my behind the scenes videos. Oh, I might have a few more on Google Photos. Let's see. I do have a couple more. Okay, here we go. On another sunset adventure here in Broadway Trailhead. Look at this beautiful scene behind me. This time lapse is gonna be really good. Stay tuned to find out how it turns out. And another one. I'm also trying to shoot some more behind the scenes on my GoPro. This chest mount is a little bit wobbly. We'll see how the footage comes out, but excited to share with you what I got. I might have to do a better rig of the chest mount. Okay, I tried to get some behind the scenes photos here. These are pretty raw from the camera. But here, there's my camera bag laying down. And this, by the way, is probably very ill-advised because any sort of desert critter could climb in there, like a scorpion or a snake even. Like that would be a really bad situation. I've actually had a close call with a scorpion about to climb into my camera bag. But yeah, here's my tripod was set up doing a time lapse. My time lapse was at 3-second intervals. Oh, this is a worse shot. This here, like upon coming back to my camera bag, I got both of these thorns in my shoe. They're at the very bottom of my foot. And I stepped on it and very quickly took the weight off of my foot because these hurt. These hurt quite a bit. But yeah. That's all the footage I got. Yeah, they're quite painful. I had a really great streak going of not getting any cactus in me. And then I picked up landscape photography and nightscape photography out here in the desert, and I get thorns in me all the dang time. All right. So here is my time lapse. I shot 372 photos at a 3-second interval. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a miscellaneous folder here. So go to folder in the library because I took a couple extras looking towards the west at twilight. It kind of looks like I'm not in focus here. All right. So I'm going to create a folder inside and call this Misc Landscapes. Include the selected photos. Now I'm going to take these, show an explorer. So I'm going to get all of these here. And create a new folder for the time lapse itself, include the selected photos. Then I also want to rename the whole folder altogether in a moment. Oh, the Mario Galaxy soundtrack is such a lullaby. Oh yeah, let's go into my main layout for editing here. Okay, the files are moving. There's so many of them. I think it'd be faster though, because this is on a solid state drive. Sure is taking a minute. Oh, while that's happening, let's open up LR Timelapse. So what else streams are you in air conditioning unit? You said earlier that there's a lot of people live right now. I know there's GDQ going on right now. I was checking that out before stream. They're doing a run in Doom 2016. Looked amazing. Okay, did it finish moving? It did. Okay. So I'm going to refresh this. And go to the 17th directory here. Broadway Trailhead Lenticular Sunset. So this is LR Timelapse. And the reason why I'm going to be using this software is for this time lapse, for the duration of this time lapse, the exposure had to be adjusted a few times. Now, for those few adjustments, it makes it really hard to edit the time lapse as a whole, because all of a sudden the exposure would jump by a couple steps, like as you're going through the time lapse. Now, what this software does is so LR Timelapse stands for level and ramp time lapse, and what this does is it ramps all of the levels of the light levels in the images to each other, and it simplifies this edit much like a lot of video software does, where you create keyframes. This first step that I'm going to be doing right now is creating the keyframes. Well, the first step is letting the software load all the metadata from the images, which is now completed. Now I'm going to hit the keyframes wizard and just start here. It's really kind of hard to see because I have a high resolution monitor. Enhance. So this blue spot right here is a keyframe up in this area, I've got a little pointer. This right here is a keyframe. So can I click out? Yeah, if I right click. Now over here, This right here signifies 2 frames that had enough of a difference between them that there was an adjustment. That makes it a lot easier for me to find the frames where I made an adjustment. Just having this keyframes wizard up, and it really just helps out the process a lot. Unenhance. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take these 2 frames where there's an adjustment. See that it's dark and then light. And then another adjustment, and I'm going to add them as keyframes. Now, the only frames I'm going to be editing of this time lapse are the keyframes. Save that to disk. I'm going to go back into Lightroom, select all of these. Now, it's important to go into library mode, so I hit G. Apparently, if you're in develop mode or anything like that, it won't read all the metadata properly. Maybe that's been patched out in newer versions of Lightroom, but that's just the way it's always been for when I edit these. What's up, Brain Pete? Getting all nerdy and technical on a time lapse right here. How you doing this evening? All right. So I've got all the metadata read. Now LR time lapse comes with some library filters. They help you filter out to which specific images you want to edit, like ones that have so many stars, etc. Like so. I'm going to use my LR timelapse keyframes filter. So this is just going to show me the keyframes from the time lapse after I've imported the metadata. Takes a moment. And I'm just going to start this out by editing the first image. This right here is the raw. And I want to start editing it. Oh, congrats. That sounds awesome. Get out of the office for a bit earlier. I wonder if there's a bit of an adjustment here. Hold up. Uh-oh. Maybe I shouldn't make this a keyframe because that's a bit more zoomed in than the rest of them. It'll probably be fine, though. Other than that, it doesn't look like I bumped my tripod at all, which is great news. All right. But, you know what? I need to turn the filter off, and let's see. This right here. This needs to be frame 1. So I'm going to put this in miscellaneous. And this one right here is going to be my frame 1 now. Right, let me save that. Well, you don't really often hear covers of Super Mario Land. So I'm doing a refresh here. Okay, now it's identifying this as the true first keyframe now. It starts at image 3. All right. Okay, this way they'll be all uniform and not have any adjustments. Because I think I want to do a sky adjustment on this. So I'm going to use my sky boost preset that I create that uses AI sky selection. And I'm going to hit auto. All right. As my base. All right. Adding a bit more exposure here. Add a bit more warmth. And some vibrance. think in general, I want the exposure to be a little bit lower. And you know what? I don't think I had my rotation proper on here, so I'm going to rotate. All right, go into keyframes here. And let's see, foreground, I'm going to desaturate a little bit. For my sky boost, I think I'm going to add a little bit of yellow. And a bit of magenta. What is this? Mega Ran Game Chops Rob. Interesting. So sky boost, highlights. I'll pull the highlights down a little bit. Doesn't look like it's working. There we go. All right, let's boost the shadows. Okay. There's my starting point. Now I'm going to sync keyframes. And here we go. The next image here, it gets a lot darker, right? And then we go to this next image. And that's a bit more like where I want it to be. Except for maybe a little bit darker. So I found a really great new Lightroom trick for this. In the menus, I believe it's for photo. I forget where it is in the menus. Is it in edit? Develop? No. Photo. It's not photo merge. So it's a way to merge the overall luminance. Match total exposures. There it is. Enhance. So this is under settings and match total exposures. Of course, the enhance thing doesn't work on this. Unenhance. Unenhance. So it's settings, match total exposures. So it's Control Alt Shift M. And what that did is it made my exposure from this keyframe to this keyframe match a bit better. I mean, it's a little bit darker. I can fix that. But yeah, it's pretty darn accurate. Makes it a lot easier to do this. All right, I'm going to go next. All right. So from this next one, I'm going to sync these keyframes. And again, I'm just going to go over and skip to this brighter shot, which is a lot brighter. Hold on, let me activate my console, my creative console. Oh, you know what? It's not even plugged in. Let's plug it in. Okay. Go back here. I think I want to give this a bit more warmth. Maybe not. A little bit more contrast. All right. Now I'm going to sync these keyframes again, just to make sure all my settings have ported over to all the rest of them. And then I'm going to go Control Alt Shift M. This next frame now matches. It's such a great shortcut for the LR time lapse workflow. It's unbelievable. It's so good. I wish I knew about this. I don't know how long that's been a feature in Lightroom, but yeah, I really wish I knew about this feature back when. All right, I think I'm gonna take the sky boost and maybe add a little bit of warmth to it. A little bit. Let's sync those keyframes. And Control Alt Shift M again. The next frame, boom and boom. It's a little bit darker. I'm gonna brighten that up. Oh. Global brightness. Double check the back and forth. Yes, that's great. All right. Skip ahead another couple keyframes. Get this one. I think definitely want to add a bit more magenta now because we're getting into twilight. Just have it be a bit darker. Okay, what was that? 168, and then this is 253. Okay, we could let this get a bit darker. All right, I'm going to sync the keyframes just to be sure all my edits synced across. I'm going to select the next keyframe, Control Alt Shift M. Boom. The exposure matches again. Got a little bit brighter, but pump that back down. Then the last frame, that's probably good. It's nighttime, 254 to 363. Yeah, that'll gradually get darker. All right, so now I'm gonna hit G again to show all my keyframes in library mode, and then go to metadata, save. You can also just hit Control S, or would it be Option S on a Mac, something like that. Command S, I think would be the right way. Okay, so hopping back to LR time lapse, my keyframes have been edited, so I'm going to reload. Do I want to save? Yes. I think that saved over it. Yeah, it did. All right. So Control S, saving the metadata again. Now reload. It won't show it. Oh, look how flickery that is. That's crazy. I don't think I had auto ISO. No. That would definitely, yeah, ISO's 200 all the way down. That's really bizarre that it's not saving my edits here. Metadata. Save metadata to files. Reloading. And try reloading the whole directory in here. Popping over and back. I think that save prompt ruined it for me. Oh, yeah, it's not showing. All right, I'm going to close it down. Closing it down. save all of these. Okay. Sometimes LR time lapse is a little finicky. Why does it not show my edits here? You know what? I think I could probably go to develop and then update all of these by doing maybe if I go to the detail and add a little denoise luminance, sync that across everywhere. Okay, it says updated for 10 images. Okay, it looks like it truly saved the metadata again. So let's try reloading. No, don't save this time. There we go. Auto transition. It was that prompt. That prompt wrecked my workflow. All right, now I'm going to do visual previews. You can see how it's handling all this ramping here. The reason why these exposures are lower is because these are the ones where I increase the exposure of the image. So my metadata adjustment is actually lowering the exposure. I don't know if that makes the most sense for folks, but that's what's going on. And right now I'm generating a visual preview of the time lapse. Now that I have done the ramping. This step is necessary for LR time lapse to be able to do the deflickering step. And it's a pretty time consuming step. It used to be so much worse using spinner drives, though. Using solid state drives, this goes by a lot faster. When I'm in the thick of it and editing a lot of time lapses during monsoon season, I will go back and forth editing several time lapses at once. Checking out who else is streaming right now. Make sure I'm supporting and lurking. Yeah, the full resolutions are raw. They're full res raw. Oh, dude. The dog let one go. All right, we're currently at 76%. Let's make this bigger, this preview. Or not. Okay, there it goes. This preview is not the full resolution, but it helps the software get a really good hint of how the flicker is behaving. You know what? I have not taken my night dose of my medication. Get that out of the way. While this is rendering. Where are we at 100%? Ding! All right. Let's preview it. Yeah, it's so flickery. But very stable. So now I'm going to run the visual deflicker, hit apply. That'll redo the previews in the background. But one beautiful thing is I could go to the full sequence here. Now, if I import the metadata from my already edited keyframes, it usually messes up. So my process here that I've done now is with my keyframes still selected, I'll select the full sequence. Then I'll go to edit, invert selection. And now this is all my non-keyframe images. Now I'll read the metadata from them. That way, because a lot of times I started rendering these time lapses and then it would have like split moments of it flicking. And that was because the keyframes re-imported as just a bizarre version. Like it was almost like they reverted. Okay. So those are all done. This next step is going to destroy my computer. But we're here for it. Rename. Copy. So I'm going to export this. 361 images. This is going to go into just chatting mode for a bit. Time-lapse JPEGs. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Exporting now. Mark exporting. Exporting chat. That's what I'll call this segment. Oh yeah, you could see the frame rate dipping already. I'm exporting 361 files in Lightroom. This is gonna be probably a good 5 minutes or more of chatting. I've removed focus from Lightroom and put program focus on OBS. For whatever reason, if Lightroom is exporting and I have focus on that application, it will chew up and spit out my stream. It will destroy it. It's bananas how much. So if anybody has anything they'd like to talk about, now is your moment. Because we've got a good few minutes of just sitting here while this exports. Oh, by the way, I hung up Jeff, the cactus.
My name is Jeff.
Oh, it's somebody referred to him as Cactus Jack the other day, and I'm like, oh man, I almost like that better. He could go out with like a stage name change or something like that. Yeah. What do you need to rewatch? Just how I did that, or there's a lot of steps. There's a lot of back and forth between LR Timelapse and Lightroom. Let's see if I could simplify it in the breakdown. Is first you import your files into Lightroom. The next you load you load the directory into, oh wait, from the top, you import the files into Lightroom and make sure they're named in a sequence. So say image name 001, 002, etc. They're all in an unbroken sequence. A lot of this can get broken sometimes, say if somebody walks in front of your time lapse and you want to cut those frames out, then you need to rename the whole sequence so there's no breaks in the file names. That's important when it comes to making it a video, because when there's breaks in the file names, it'll break it up into different clips. And it's generally a lot easier to edit it all as one clip. So yeah, that's step 1, importing and naming your files. Step 2, go into LR Timelapse is keyframes wizard and make your keyframes. I like to make my keyframes for the frames that I've adjusted within the time lapse. But if you've made no adjustments, you could easily just make one keyframe at the beginning, one at the end, and make those the 2 keyframes you edit. Or if it's a long enough time lapse, you might want to put a couple in between so you can make sure what ones you have done correct. Oh no, it's ad time. But yeah, man, should I pause for ads? But yeah, so once you have your keyframes made, you save that in LR Timelapse. And you go and you only had 15 seconds. That's awesome. But yeah, once you have that saved from LR Timelapse, you go back over to Lightroom. Really, the ugliest code. Make it pretty. Although there's some cases where you can't. I wrote an iPad app a long time ago using Objective-C, and that was the ugliest code I've ever written. It was Objective-C is objectively horrible. 5 ads. Yikes. Yeah, you're getting me some pennies. Oh my god. Let's do, well, I think I can. Battle Royale.
Fight!
Let's do that during the ad break. And I'll get back to my explanation. It's only 3, It's Mario, Luigi, and which turtle is that? Is that Michelangelo? Oh, it might be Donatello. Oh, you turned around from the health pack. Oh. Yikes. It says you're back. Are you still in ads? Ooh, Foot Knight for the win. I think the ad breaks are about 2 minutes. Or actually, I think it says 3 minutes for ad breaks on Twitch. Yeah, where I was on explanation. So I explained step 1, which is importing and renaming the files. Step 2, keyframing them. So in LR Timelapse, you pick the ones that you want to keyframe in your time lapse. I usually go for the frames that I've made adjustments. Yeah, I do 3 minutes per hour. I do that to turn pre-rolls off so anybody can come in and discover the stream and not get blasted with ads. Unfortunately, it makes all you guys who help lurk and support the stream get blasted with ads, but it's kind of a necessary evil. Yeah. Yeah, I turn off pre-rolls, but the necessary evil to turn those off is to roll those ads every hour. Go for it. I'm Twitch Turbo. I don't have any ads on here. It's great. You run both pre-rolls and ads? Wow. I'm kind of on the mind where I think pre-rolls turn people off to the stream. Like for example, if I'm linking to the stream, like, hey, come check out my live stream. I'm live right now on like Twitter or something. And if somebody clicks on that and then they get blasted with an ad right away, they probably click away. They don't have as much interest to sit through an ad. Or at least most people don't. But anyways, the general steps. Step 2 is keyframing, creating your keyframes. Then you save it in LR Timelapse. And then you go back to Lightroom. And in the library panel, read metadata from files on your whole sequence. And yeah, I don't really either as well. But so once you read the metadata in Lightroom, you could set a filter to only see the keyframes of your time lapse. And then you edit all the keyframes. You edit the first keyframe, and then use the script to sync all the rest of the keyframes that's provided by LR Timelapse. You go to the second keyframe, edit that, and adjust until you have all your keyframes edited to your liking. And then you save all that metadata in the library mode, go back to LR Timelapse, and reload to get the keyframes edited data in there. And then the step you do from there is auto transition. You hit the auto transition button. So what that will do is it'll create ramps of exposure between every one of your keyframes. Then after that, you'd run visual previews. That takes a minute to generate the visual previews for the entire time lapse. Once that's done, you can apply your visual deflicker and save. Now you go back to LR Timelapse, import the metadata from all that, and now you can export as JPEGs. It's so many steps. So many steps. But I've done it so many times now that it's second nature. It's kind of like with any sort of element of photography is like, or anything you do really, if you do it enough, it just becomes natural to you, you know? Yeah, I'll do that when I import it into the video software. That step's coming up soon. I've got to wait for that export to finish. I do like, so this actually could be a good moment for some show and tell. I think I'm gonna go wireless on my headphones real quick. Let's turn those on. Now we're on. Pairing. When does it say pairing? Turn my Bluetooth. I have an analog Bluetooth receiver thing. Okay, now it's connected. I'm gonna go wireless. So I'll be able to hear your guys' chats. I have a time lapse slider. I have not taken it out in a while because this thing is so cumbersome, but check it out. Yeah, this thing is massive. It is very heavy. This is a steel beam, and the slider on it is steel. It does not budge. And it has a motor on it right here. This motor is not quiet. It really disturbs the peace of the area that you're using this in. But this is crap, I forget the name of the company. Does it say on the box? Oh, yes, it does. Dynamic perception. Oh, wow, this is just filthy. But yeah, here's the control box for the whole engine for the motor. So you basically set your increment steps on here. And I have one Arca Swiss mount on the back of this thing. I need two. And for that, I need like a little it's like a little anchor piece or something like that. And Dynamic Perception's website has them in stock on their store, but their store is broken and I cannot purchase one. And I've contacted their support 3 times saying I would like to purchase this product and got no answer. So I don't know if Dynamic Perception is just out of business or what the deal is. I hear there's a newer generation of this box that's like Bluetooth connectivity and actually will work on your phone. That would be a much better option. Yeah, so I'm just kind of stuck with a bit of a broken product. I got it for really cheap. I bought it used off of somebody. But yeah, super sad that it's not quite working for me right now. All right, yeah, what's for dinner? Hopefully it's something delicious. Yeah, thanks for tuning in and joining in a chat, man. No idea. Oh, you got to come up with it. Tacos. How about tacos? I don't know if there's any good tacos in Australia. There's got to be. I've seen Cliff Creates out there in New Zealand going to a good taco joint. And not Taco Bell. I know that's probably like a global fast food chain. That place is it's terrible.
Terrible.
Okay. Ooh, nice. Dinner with the folks. That sounds nice. I had lasagna for dinner tonight, so yeah, I didn't really eat the healthiest. It was delicious though. That's great. I mean, Taco Bell has like a weird I think it's kind of the same idea as McDonald's, where like everything is just laced with high fructose corn syrup and gets you addicted to it or craving it or something like that. But yeah, it's not good for you, whatever the hell they're putting in their food items. Okay. So where am I at on the export? I am currently 69%. Well, I just got to redeem this.
Nice. 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 Nice.
Ooh, nice. I wonder how good Mexican food would be out in Australia. Mexico is really, really far away. I'm within 100 miles of Mexico here, so we got some amazing Mexican food. Oh, that's unfortunate. There's a place here called Taco Shop that it used to be the after a late night outing downtown, we would go there on our way back into town. Ooh, proper hot sauce. That's good. Um, man, the waiting game is so long sometimes. All right, are we in the high 70s percent yet? 78? All right, we're all right. Watch pot never boys. Let's not look at it. Not looking.
Terrible.
Oh yeah, sweet hot sauce. That sounds like sweet hot sauce reminds like that makes me think of more Asian cuisine than Mexican. Like they have a lot of really sweet hot sauces, sweet and spicy. I I don't really know of many Mexican food that's sweet and spicy. Wait a second. Yes, I do. Just about all Mexican candies, a lot of Mexican candies have chilies in them. So, which is sweet and spicy. I correct myself. Yeah, like there's a lot like Mexican with like chili powder on it and stuff, or mangoes with chili powder and stuff on it. That's yeah, for sure. I glanced over to see the progress. I need to block myself. I'm blocking myself. I'm not seeing progress right now. Blinders on. It's just me and you, chat. This export is taking a good while though. Holy moly. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna start DaVinci Resolve. Um, this might also overwhelm my computer. We'll see. Subway has the hottest sauce at the moment. What? And I haven't eaten at Subway in years. What kind of sauce does Subway have that's so hot? Okay, habanero is pretty hot. I gotta give it to you that habanero is really hot. One of my favorite childhood memories, is we were at a burrito place. Um, I was in like this group of teenage friends. We were like maybe 18, just over 18. There's like a group of 10 of us or so, and they're doing a habanero challenge with each other in this Mexican restaurant. They brought this bag of habaneros, and they would just challenge themselves to just eat the entire habanero, and then chaos would ensue. Um, and all the people in the restaurant were actually getting a kick out of everybody's, because it's just a whole group of like gringos reacting to these really hot chili peppers. And they wound up like selling so many tortillas and horchata and like to all of us. Which, by the way, if you've never heard of horchata, you need to try it. It's so delicious. It's a cinnamon rice milk. It's kind of like the end of a bowl of cinnamon toast crunch. It's really sweet and cinnamony. It's delicious. Okay, so it looks like Davinci has launched my time-lapse project. The export is still going though. Thanks, man. Sorry I kept you for so long. Go get your dinner. Enjoy. Export is still going. All right, I'm gonna switch to my main layout scene though. Okay. Still exporting 99%, 100%. Yay, we're good. All right. Open up Davinci. All right, so I'm going to mark importing into Davinci. Marker set. All right. This is one of the last steps here. I already have an earlier time lapse, but I'm going to ignore that for now. And I'm just going to go to my media tab and browse to the hard drive where I have my time lapse exports. Which is this photo exports directory. And here we go. There's my time lapse. I'm going to put it in my new directory here. Delete my old time lapse that I processed in this. Go back to my new directory. Where is it? There we go. So this is a really long one. I don't think I'm going to need to do any speed ramping. But just to show you, in the edit tab here, if you hit Control R, you get the speed menu. And you could change the speed to whatever speed you want. But also, when you're in this Control R mode, you can move the clip around to the length you want it, and it will change the speed to fill that space. That's a really handy UI in Davinci for that. So yeah, it looks like my time lapse is in here, ready to go. I'm going to add one more thing. This is only in the studio version of Davinci. So if you don't have the studio version, you can't do this. but I'm going to add deflicker. Well, I already have deflicker going from LR Timelapse, but I'm adding Davinci's Timelapse deflicker on top of it to just make sure this whole time-lapse is smooth. What is the length of this? Anyways, just double check. 15 seconds. That's a heckin' long time-lapse. Wow. All right, so now I'm going to take the name of this clip, copy it into the clipboard, and go to my exports. Good morning. I am well. How you doing, Angry Ape Man? Or 3D Ape Man, no longer angry. Formerly angry. But no longer angry Ape Man. All right, adding to render queue and rendering. Good as that. And this is from beginning to end working on this sunset time lapse. It is a somewhat long process. This stream has been over an hour already for just one time lapse. But if you have a bunch of these, you can kind of make your workflow to where you could work on multiple at a time. And yeah. All right. %. We're almost done. Took 1 minute, 16 seconds. Go to open file location. And let's watch the time lapse. That is quite pretty, folks. That is so nice. I like how 3D it looks too. Like I managed to find a composition of Saguaros here where it really adds a lot of depth. They really pop out at you in front of the sunset colors. And those lenticular clouds are really cool to watch move, like on the right there. Yeah. This is really a good one. Those are pretty. Say right about there is going to be. Thanks for the lure, Cape Man. Truly beautiful. All right, now I got that in the bag. Now I think I'm gonna make a behind the scenes like short video. So I'm going to go to Project Manager, and in here I have my vertical reel talk. I guess I should do short reel talk because on YouTube they're called shorts, and reels for Instagram and TikToks for others. And I've been making more and more of these videos to try to help promote my work. Oh yeah, that was current. So I have a base project here, which I'm going to make a copy of, and then do 2024 dash 01 18, and then this is going to be lenticular sunset time lapse. BTS for behind the scenes. Bam. Go into that directory, and in the media for that, I'm going to take the time lapse, and I'm also going to get my other behind the scenes stuff from the GoPro, which is all of this. There's my GoPro clips. Now, I need to find a better means of transferring these files from my phone, because I've noticed the stuff on Google Photos is really compressed. So I think I'm going to take these files off of my phone and share them to Google Drive. Preparing to upload. They're being uploaded now. Now I could probably browse Google Drive, but I really would like a good file drop thing for, because Pushbullet is great, but it has kind of a file limit when it comes to video files. Okay, I'm gonna go to recent. It says they're uploading, but I don't see them yet. Yeah, it's not going. I suppose just browsing for the files, if I connect. So yeah, I'm gonna connect my phone using the media tablet thing. And I think I have to in the settings or something say nearby share. Should really find a solution here. Say USB preferences. There we go. File transfer. Let's do some file transfer. To go to this PC, Pixel 8, internal shared storage, DCIM, probably under camera. All right, let's do view details, sort by modified date. These are all 2023. Okay, there's my recent files. Oh, there they are, right there. All right, let's make a copy. I'm going to make a copy into my downloads. Okay, and put them up here. Okay, let's go to my vertical timeline. So I'm going to make a behind the scenes video here to post of this sunset time lapse shoot. I'll probably show. How does this one start?
The trailhead.
Oh, I need to generate proxy media. Okay. Hey, good morning, HVid. How you doing? Oh, how do I generate proxy media? Is it in here? There it is. Let's do its thing for a moment. How you been on this fine day? I guess you just woke up, huh? You know, I don't think I set a marker for this segment, so I'm gonna mark. Yeah, how are you, HVid? Oh, there's somebody I'm lurking that I don't know.
Fruits. Good, good. Fruits. Good, good. The funny die. The funny die. Cool.
Okay. What? It's gonna take an hour. Okay, now it says 40 minutes. Oof. Big oof. Hi, Charlie. Whoa. He almost rolled off the ottoman. Oh my. Are you okay? I bet that woke you up. want a pillow? Um, this looks like kind of a step that needs to be done later. It's at 6%. Wonder if I can have this go in the background and work on some photos. That's a solid hour. That is a speed bump and a half. I thought I would just real quick make this video. But I do especially while streaming, I can't handle 4K input video from the GoPro. So I have to generate the proxy media. Ugh, big speed bump. And did I get a sub today? I don't get why my sub thing says 1 of 2. Stream manager. Nope, there's no new subscribers. I'm still the same sub points I was earlier today. Ooh. Yeah, 46 minutes remaining. I wonder if I could do that while playing a game. I'm guessing probably not. I don't think my computer would be able to handle it. Well, maybe if I played something from Switch, because that's on a different machine handling the game. Take a game break. I'm gonna hop into Lightroom and see if there's anything. So I could probably do some single images from this. A few individuals. To do that, I'm gonna create some virtual copies. And I think later on in this sequence, there's a really cool moment with the pinks and everything showing off quite well. I mean, in library, it does not show the edited version. Ooh, this might be the one. Uh-oh. Over here, this might be the one. Yeah. So I've got a virtual copy created. And I think for this virtual copy, I want to push a little harder on the colors. Okay, make a few more adjustments. I think I want to add some whites. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. This is Castlevania. Yes. Okay. Let's make a social media post. Okay. Last night, sunset put on a show in the desert. It was wonderful watching lenticular clouds dance around the sky like spaceships. The captain did not police me on that one. I got away with it. I don't know how. What up, Mergy? How's it going? Want to see the time lapse I just rendered? Check this out. Oh man, it's getting so choppy right now. Hold on. I'm taxing my computer way too much. There we go. It's got a bit of a better flow now. There we go. I did. I walked through the whole process on tonight's stream already with LR time lapse and everything. Do you use LR time lapse as well? Do you also shoot time lapses? Cause yeah, this time lapse was extremely flickery for some reason. Maybe it's my new lens. I recently got a Tamron 15-30. And maybe the aperture just dances around a bunch while it's shooting, but like it was so flickery. Awesome. It makes it super easy and also not at the same time. I mean, without it, it would be a lot harder. I'll give it that. But yeah, it is really great software though. I've been using it for several years now. Been making time lapse videos since 2015, and I think I started using it maybe 2017 or 2018. I've bought 3 different versions. And I wonder why I can't get rid of this autoplay window. Oh, now it goes away. Yeah, I really like it. Yeah, I'm right now writing a social media post about the sunset. which I'll schedule for the morning. I know, it's so good. And then I'm going to post this still from the time lapse to my socials. Still from a time lapse. Still from a time lapse to be released soon. This photo is a do Tucson, Arizona location. That's all good. I'm probably go to my Instagram and pull recent So it's not Sabino Canyon. This is Saguaro National Park. And I'll also add Find Your Park. Saguaro, Igers, Tucson. Visit Tucson, not accrested. Southwest photography, travel photography, nature, Tucson, Arizona, blah, blah, blah. Team Canon, photo of the day. That all works. Do I have... I'm scheduling for Instagram, Facebook, Google My Business, LinkedIn, and X, formerly known as Twitter, blah, blah, blah. There are other platforms I could probably add, like Pinterest, but I have been using Pinterest for a while now. Yeah, this post for all of them, but this allows me to customize each post, which is pretty great. Like if I was posting something a bit more promotional, this is Zoho Social. I honestly don't know if I would recommend this software. I'm thinking on shopping around for something else. Because this is $10 a month. This software. There is one that I saw that offered a lifetime member. Offered you to be a lifetime member. So I think it was for like $150 or something like that, and you get a lifetime to the whole site. That I think would be more beneficial. So then again, a lot of the lifetime member programs that I've bought into, they've wound up changing to a different version that has a higher fee for a lifetime, or even they just keep it at a payment plan because they want the income to just constantly come in. Because payment plans are a much better pricing model for making money, that's for sure. And I wish I could afford them. I'm so broke right now. Yeah, trying to promote my work though. Schedule it. This was a good one a couple days ago. Yeah. Here's a deer. Great shot. Oh dear. For sure, right? Is there a deer emoji? There certainly is. Well, thank you. Yeah, I just need to promote it to the right people. The people that will actually pay for my services. Oh, this was a great one. This is from the Geminids meteor showers. Actually, those are some time lapses I could process too with LR time lapse. These are my stacks. I have 4 different angles of time lapses, and I stacked all of the meteors I caught in them. I counted 118 meteors between my time lapses. I had 2 cameras going, and I shot 4 separate time lapses. Thanks for lurking, man. I appreciate the support. Oh, nice. The timeout works. All right. Engagements is sub 100 on X. That platform does not really do much for me. But yeah, I have a new sunset to promote from this time lapse. How is the proxy media generation? It's at 38%. It's still a half an hour. I could probably do the Geminids ones. I have not processed those time lapses. I could probably start a composite one. Check all, copy. Paste. Oh, that kind of works. I'm going to uncrop it though. Oh, I get the crop. It's just negative space. I get why I cropped it like that. All right, I'm going to make this a different clone stamp because the other one doesn't quite sync as well with time lapses. And it also isn't as quite as complicated. Remove these 2 spots. Oh, what the hell? What? The hell, Lightroom? Delete. I did not want to draw that pattern. I just wanted to draw a dot. A dot. There we go. Holy cow. You can kind of tell my computer's being taxed in the back. Oh, wow. The frame rate on this stream has gone to hell. Drop frames 872. Oh, that's actually kind of low. I'm going to save that. Let's go to LR Timelapse and create some keyframes for those. So I'm going to pan this over so I can browse my drives. It's my staging drive, so I don't need that one or that one. Raw files, 2023. That was in December. Wait, do I not have it? Oh yeah, meteor shower. All right, there we go. Let's load this up. The first one. This is to have something to do while I'm generating proxy media. It's at 45% right now. Keeping myself busy, that's for sure. Oh, ad break. I guess that's appropriate. We're just waiting right now. But there's a lot of avatars for a battle royale.
Fight!
A Foot Knight picking up a health pack might help him, but Kevin's got quite a bit of health in his health bar. Did Foot Knight get another one? No, I think, yeah, impoverished for the win. Well played, well played. Oh, that one's loaded up. All right. We're loaded up. All right. Keyframes wizard. I don't think I made any major adjustments, but I do want to put like a mid section keyframe for ramping. Oh, it's not quite midpoint. That's a bit closer. All right, save. All right, loading up the second one. Meanwhile, let's go to this one and just select all, read metadata from files. Our time lapse is loading. How are we on the proxy media? About halfway still. Oh, that's weird. These dips are rather strange. Keyframes. Oh, nice. They created the proper ones. All right, let's save those. Oh, this one might not load properly because it's the Rokinon. The Rokinon has a manual aperture, so I'd probably have to specify the aperture for it. All right, that one seems to be loaded. Let's load the next one. Wait, do I have... Yeah, this one's going to take a moment. Okay. This one's taken quite a while to load. Holy cow. Maybe I could start doing keyframes on this. Sync. Hey, got a tune. Oh, well, hi. You have a good day. Oh. The dog's whining. I think it's because I said hi. Are you okay? You need outside. I'll let you outside. You outside? Well, nobody's redeemed a treat in a while. So might give him one. Jerky nibbles. Charlie, wanna sit up? Come on, sit up. There you go. It's a good boy. Oh, it's tasty. Oh, nice. I think these keyframes might be enough. Like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he is an adorable pup. Oh man, everything is so slowed down because I'm generating all the proxy media and stuff. Are you a good boy? I think he needed some good pets. He was getting a little lonely there. Although I set a bed for you like right next to my chair. I figured you wouldn't get lonely that way, but he still does. You want to say hi to the people on Twitch? No? He's doing the head turn where he's trying to understand what I'm saying. Oh, yeah. There was a moment earlier in stream where I wanted to explain the vest I wore today, and I just found it on the floor here. Apparently, I threw it on the floor. I should not do that. But I have this, like, hunter's, like, fisherman's vest. And I used to use this very often for photography outings, and today I used it because my GoPro was dying, and I shot some behind the scenes footage on the GoPro, and I also had a portable battery charger that I put in one of these pockets, so I was able to have a wire coming out from a vest pocket charging the GoPro. It was a nice solution for that. I might wear that vest for like IRL streaming and stuff if I ever get into more of that. But yeah, I shared all the behind the scenes stuff earlier in the stream. Right now I'm trying to generate proxy media and Davinci so I can make the behind the scenes video. It's another 17 minutes remaining. Oh my goodness. Thanks for the lurk, man. Okay. I know you need a bath. I don't need a bath. Started licking my arm. So that code? What code? he's trying to interpret what I'm saying to you guys. Oh my god. All right, let's get him another one. He's over here whining. I almost don't want to reward the whining. There's this storage that has 2 petabytes of data. Jeez. Hey, what up, DJ? This is from DJ Flout Emotion. Thank DJ. Want to thank him? No. Shake? Shake? Yeah, yeah. Oh, good shake. Good shake. Oh, he kind of shook. He kind of shook. No one knows who or what data is on it. Can you find out just by browsing the files and seeing what kind of stuff it is? Oh. Oh, jeez. So there's no way to see what's on there? Jeez. I could use a petabyte of storage. Oh, gee. Bash code is the worst. Actually, whatever Microsoft One equivalent of bash code, that is the worst. But why am I not? I guess PowerShell scripts are kind of, but yeah. Yeah, bash scripts are freaking ugly, dude. Yeah, the batch files. Oh, yeah, batch scripting. Is that what it's called? It's just batch file script. Those are so. Oh man, it's the worst code. Oh, he's shaking. Hi. Yeah, let me lower the camera so I can see you. Oh my goodness. Can't really. I gotta move my monitor so I can move the camera more this way. Hi. You could be a little more on camera, bud. Oh yeah. Bash code is pretty bad, but batch code is even worse. It's oh. I've written a few bash scripts back when. You're looking for a toy or something? Oh, he winked at me. I see you winking. All right. Let's get a little bit more work done. LR time lapse. I could do this one-handed. One to pet the dog. Do you need to pee or something? Wait, did Lightroom crash? Riles is an interesting type. It's like Scooby Doo talking to Shaggy. There's 60 million Riles, Shaggy. uh, I took Charlie out on a walk once, and I was wearing my Zelda hoodie or Link hoodie, where it's like a green hoodie with a hood and everything to look like Link from Legend of Zelda. But it was totally the same colors that Shaggy wears. And I was walking Charlie around, and he looked like he has the color pattern of Scooby Doo. And it was right around Halloween, so they were asking us if we were Shaggy and Scooby. It was cute. I mean, he's not a Great Dane though, so he's definitely like half the size of what Scooby Doo would be. But oh yeah, bull mastiffs are pretty big though. That's like 3/4 the size of a Shaggy or Scooby. He's back there whining a bunch. I think he just wants attention. Hoping he's a runt. Oh, so he's still a puppy? Oof. Let's generate some keyframes for these. Save. Lightroom, have you loaded yet? That's a lot of dog. That is a lot of dog. Go to folder in library. Okay, so I'm going to take these 3 folders and have them load. Read metadata from files. All right, so I'm going to copy from this, not crop or transform. And, oh, that's not the same one. Oh, I think it might be the last one that this one's. Oh, maybe not. That's the third one. Paste. A Game Chops Rickroll, you guys. This is the cool version. Wait a second. Copy this one. And paste this. All right, and this last one here, copy my settings and paste my settings. Did that even work? What the heck? Is there no adjustments on this one? There's a little bit. Oh, I get the masking. This adjustment is in the masking. All right, thanks for hanging out, Tune. Appreciate you. Love all those subs here. Oh yeah, I'll definitely be streaming again soon. Every weeknight, just about. You know what? My murals collection. Is there a way that you could filter on which ones don't have GPS? There is. Oh, dang it. All that have no coordinates. There we go. I remember where this was. Can I pin it on a map? It's off of 4th Avenue. There's 6th. 9th, so it's going up. Where is it? Oh, it's wait. Oh, okay. My directionals were getting a little. I don't know why. Tucson, aviation. There's 4th Avenue. There's 6th. It was on this building right here. Or was, wait. Crap, I don't remember. All right, let's move to the next one. So this was off of Broadway and there's Elcon. So it's one of these walls. I think it's this one. No, that one's rounded. Yep, it's this one right here. So put selected photo. How do you... Wait, what? Oh. Oh, interesting. All right. So that's how you add GPS coordinates. Is there a way to search the map for like Boca? Can I search for like places? Yeah, there we go. That's where that mural is, right there. This one. Right there. Add. Oh, that is so cool. Okay. I've never manually added coordinates to photos. So I've been submitting some mural photos to a mural database locally. but they're asking for some GPS data. So this mural right here is on this building right here. Oh, that's fun. Okay, Hotel McCoy. Oh, it's so cool. I love this. All right. That is exactly right there. Is Barista del Barrio. Yep. I think that's what. Hold on. I'm going to need to. Maps.google.com. Can I like open this? No. Barista del Barrio. I need some street view to assess. I think that's about the same place. Let's put. Yeah, there's the mural right there. That is the right place. It's right here. Up to this one. And then I think it's 191 Tool is where these murals are. So this is the what we do in the shadows mural. And there's this guy and this guy all here. Wow, it's pretty easy to add mapping data. Well, you have to know where things are. Oh, where's the name? What's the name of that brewery place? Um, uh, like the Metal Arts District. Wonder if I could do Metal Arts District. And it'll tell me Metal Village. Is this it? Yeah, it's Dodge and Far. That's the name of that street. Interesting. But if it's like West Coast Roofing. Oh, he had a weird growl. Yeah, that's where it is right here. So 3301 North Chapel Avenue. This is so cool. All right. Wait. Yep, that's the spot. That's where this one is. Boom. Add GPS coordinates. Oh, this is 150. South Eastbourne. The address is on the actual photo. Am I in the right town even? Jeez, oh yeah, it's Country Club. But it's over here. This is where the mural is. That's weird. Maybe weird. All right. This one no longer exists. That's not a Tucson mural. I should probably use a better picture for this one. Go to folder in library. It's a family portrait. I think I have a plain one in here somewhere. Oh, is it done? Oh, we're done. All right, back to the behind the scenes video. Let's go. We've got all the proxy media generated now. So I'm gonna start with this first.
Wait. Check that sky.
Really? Is it still that busted? Hold on. Do I have to do prefer proxy media again? Prefer proxies. Use optimized media, timeline proxy resolution. Let's go half. Oh, man. It's like...
Out on another sunset adventure here in Broadway Trailhead. Look at this beautiful scene behind me. This time lapse is gonna be really good. Stay tuned to find out how it turns out.
Okay, I could start this right here.
Out on another sunset adventure here in Broadway Trailhead.
Oh, no, make that the output. Oh, dang it. Input,
Broadway Trailhead.
output here. So I'm going to put the clip this way, but I'm going to do a jump
another
cut.
sunset adventure here in here in Broadway Trailhead.
Let's put this down here.
Arrived at the trailhead a little late, but check out that sky. But check out
Okay, so I'm going to do cut here.
head. Check out that sky. Check out that sky.
All right, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to unlink the clips. So Control Alt L. Or I got to do that over here. Control Alt L. So I'm going to cut this here. And I like the audio.
Check out that sky.
But I'm going to slow down this video. So let's hit R. Slow it way the heck down.
Check out that sky. Check out that sky.
Okay, let's zoom in.
Check out that sky. Check out that sky.
Okay, so let's make this a keyframe. And I want the trailhead sign to be legible about here. So let's
Check out that sky.
okay, let's find some more clips from this.
That's awesome. Let's head in through the trail a little bit.
It's not Among Us song. Among Us rap. You look sus. One out. All right, I think I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. Be right back. Battle Royale.
Fight!
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Only happy when I pet him. This pup. Only happy. All right. Let's finish this up.
Out on another sunset adventure here in Broadway Trailhead. Here in Broadway Trailhead. Here in Broadway Trailhead. Check out that sky.
No. See what this clip is.
It was an amazing night out, and very excited to see how this time lapse turns out. It was an amazing night out. It was a
Cut it on
amazing night out, and very excited to see how this time lapse turns out. I'm hoping we get a little more color here, but I have a feeling it's gonna die down. Well, as I talk, it's starting to turn a little bit more pink behind me. So, very excited to see what we get.
Might cut that a little shorter, but I'm gonna leave that long for now. What's this one?
Colors are already starting to fade a little bit, but quite pretty. I think we're gonna get some really nice color out of the camera still. This is a gorgeous scene. Look, oh, look at this direction. 360 degrees. Let's do a spin.
Let's do that. Yeah.
300.
Boom. All right. That's going to be where I'm going to cut that one too.
360 degrees. Let's do a spin. Wow.
Is 8-Man live? I should congratulate him on his Avatar's win. He is live.
Makes me wish I brought more cameras.
Okay, let's zoom this.
Okay. 360 degrees. Let's do a spin. Wow.
Oh, that's funny.
Makes me wish I brought more cameras.
You could redeem those points for $1 billion one of these days.
Well, I got 3 on me.
What's this next one? Okay, see what this next clip is.
Very excited about it.
Okay. This is the GoPro one, right?
I'm also trying to shoot some more behind the scenes on my GoPro. This chest mount is a little bit wobbly. We'll see how the footage comes out, but excited to share with you what I got.
The audio is definitely a lot better in the GoPro mod. So, how? It's at 52 seconds. Wow. Okay, so I do need to cut this one down.
Guy.
You know, I should rotate this. There we go. Rotate. Zoom in a little bit.
Amazing night out. And very excited to see.
Let's do a little color adjust on here. I'm going to lift the shadows. Maybe contrast it a little bit.
How this time lapse turns out. I'm hoping we get a little more color here, but I have a feeling it's gonna die down. Well, as I talk, it's starting to turn a little bit more pink behind me. So amazing night out. And very excited to see how this time lapse turns out. I'm hoping. Oh, man.
Cut here.
360 degrees. Let's do.
All right. I'm going to boost the color on this clip. Give it a little color boost, maybe some contrast. Lift the shadows.
Do a spin. Wow. Out on another sunset adventure here in Broadway trailhead. Check out that sky. Amazing night out. And
Sweet. All right, we got all that. Well, let's put the time lapse in there.
very excited to see how this time lapse turns out. 360 degrees. Let's do a spin. Wow.
I think I'm going to start right here. Okay, let's zoom keyframe and position keyframe. And then 2, 3, boom. All right, let's zoom out fully at this point. But I want to also have a blanking fill behind it. The blanking fill is a little bit broken because I don't want to crop. No crops. No crops on the tops. But the background, I want to zoom to timeline. Zoom manual. Can I not do enough of that? Zoom the source a bit. Fade amount to black. Got a little bit more fade. Let's zoom a bit more to get. Where do I have bars there? Oh, there we go. Okay, a little drop shadow. $50 at that spot.
Out on another sunset adventure here in Broadway Trailhead. Check out that sky. Amazing night out.
Okay, I'm gonna unlink.
Amazing night. Amazing night out.
Okay.
Amazing night out. And very excited to see how this time lapse turns out. 360 degrees. Let's do a spin. Wow.
Can I zoom this out a little? I can. Let's go back. Go to the next place of zoom. Hold on. Charlie, if you could just sit there and whine the whole time. Come on. Come on. Come on up here. You need an invite up there, or what the? Ugh. I gotta find some good good music for
Out
that
on
part.
another sunset adventure here in Broadway Trailhead. Check out that sky. Amazing night out. And very excited to see how this time lapse turns out. 360 degrees. Let's do a spin. Wow.
I should probably try to use some trending audio on this. I just export it without the music. I just gotta find the audio for this. But that's not right. There we go. Let's say Bert. Add to queue. Render that up. And our behind the scenes video is about done. I do need to search for some audio because I mean I usually go for stream beats, but I think if I put something more trending on like TikTok or something, it might get more wings. I don't know. I kind of like to be my own self, but I don't know if I could find more people to like my work, the better, really. Okay. Oh, it's done. All right, let's go to open file location. And it's all rendered. Let's check it out.
Out on another sunset adventure here in Broadway Trailhead. Check out that sky. Amazing night out. And very excited to see how this time lapse turns out. 360 degrees. Let's do a spin.
Yeah, my phone looks better than the GoPro. It's beautiful.
Out on another sunset adventure here in Broadway Trailhead. Check out that sky. Amazing night out. And very excited to see how this time lapse turns out. 360 degrees. Let's do a spin.
I think it's turned out good. All right. That is a good stopping point. Let's see what photography live streams are going on. not really any get some. I think I see one. Check in and see if it's a cool stream or not. I don't know if she's editing photos. Mostly just chatting right now, looks like. Ooh, followers only chat. Crap. I can't rate somebody with followers only chat. So I think I'm gonna raid brand new streamer who's trying to make affiliate. A friend of mine's wife who's just started streaming. She's currently playing some Disney Dreamlight Valley. I'll get that going. Yeah, it'll be nice. I've met her in person only a couple times. She's really nice. So let's see if we could get her maybe a couple more followers, maybe some more numbers to help reach affiliate. My son has been playing this game a lot, Disney Dreamlight Valley. I got Game Pass for the LAN party and I downloaded this game so he could play it, and he's been really enthusiastic about playing it. And playing it for a couple hours a night, or no, not a couple hours, maybe a little bit under an hour a night, but he's been enjoying it, customizing his character and doing the RPG stuff. I never thought he'd be into a game like that, but it's neat. Yeah, let's get the raid going. I'm gonna play the outro. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you learned something, or at least had some fun. Good night.